The U.S. Embassy in Kabul is shredding documents and disposing of American flags over fears the building could soon be overrun by the Taliban.
Here's a summary of the article.
Staff at the U.S. Embassy in Kabul were told on Friday to destroy sensitive material, highlighting fears that the Taliban may soon overrun the building in Afghanistan's capital city, according to Bloomberg. The notice to American personnel sent from the embassy facilities manager asked that staff destroy anything with U.S. logos, flags, or other items, which could be misused in propaganda efforts, the report said. The memo reportedly told diplomats how they destroy materials, using burn bins and shredders for paper, incinerators for medical waste, a compactor to crush large items, and a disintegrator for electronics. The Pentagon said Thursday that 3,000 additional U.S. troops will be sent to the Kabul airport to assist with the American evacuation, as the Taliban make rapid gains across Afghanistan. Taliban forces have been overrunning Afghan government posts, sending thousands of civilians fleeing to Kabul. The embassy's memo does not apply to weapons or ammunition, according to Bloomberg, which also cited two Biden administration officials who said the destruction procedure is standard when a U.S. outpost overseas is being scaled down. During a briefing Thursday, State Department spokesman Ned Price claimed the U.S.'s moves are not an evacuation.
This post received a score of 43,000, with an upvote ratio of 94%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
I read somewhere Kabul is expected to fall in 3 months. It's looking more like 3 weeks.
Might be 3 days at this point. The fact that we are deploying 3,000 soldiers to defend Kabul after pulling out 2,500 soldiers is a really good sign that shit is FUBA.
I thought those 3,000 troops were only to escort American and Allied personnel out. They still have a non-engagement agreement with the Taliban, right?
Well, they are only going to defend Kabul long enough to get our people out.
I hope they've upgraded the paper shredders since Iran.
Scan the document. Email it to DC. Toss it in the shredders. Empty shredders into the incinerator. They've got a few days left. They'll be fine.
Scanning is a ton of work. Would take far more than a few days. I interned once at a .org organization and spent months just scanning documents all day. And I doubt any of them will ever be looked at again.
Modern scanners eat pages at the speed of how it photocopies. Also sends PDFs out automatically. It will be challenging if it's in book-bound form, but if it can be singular pages, unstapled and bound, scanning and sending will not be the choke point.
Stapled papers are the most time-consuming. Currently shredding some bank and personal stuff. Most are stapled and it's just a pain to remove them all.
Cut the corner off.
Preferable 20 sheets at time with one of those large blade fuckers.
I don't recommend fucking the blades.
_sad Wesley Snipes noises _
History repeats. I don't understand why this wasn't done months ago. They knew the pullout was happening soon.
Tell me about it. Flashbacks of Saigon, April 1975. Hastily burning documents and Hueys picking up people from the rooftops.
South Vietnam lasted around 3 years under its own power. The ARVN successfully defended the Easter Offensive and forced the NVA back from Hue in 1972. The fall of Saigon happened only after the Spring Offensive, a combined arms assault with artillery and armor support. The Viet Cong might fill popular imaginations, but North Vietnam won the war too. Contrast that with the ANA dissolving after barely a shot fired. The U.S. has only gotten worse at building puppet governments over time.
The situations are similar, but not exactly the same. Vietnam didn't have nearly the same level of division along tribal or ethnic lines as Afghanistan does, for instance.
I agree, when talking specifics there are differences. Unless I've missed some bit of news, we aren't quite to the point of having to evacuate people from rooftops or run a rescue mission to recover abandoned U.S. Marines who are cut off from all other avenues of escape. But the overarching theme of an enemy the U.S. fought for years barreling down on the Capitol and the U.S. Embassy, service personnel hastily making preparations for retreat, that certainly conjures recollections of our dreaded exit from Vietnam.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.